Hello! It is Tuesday, October 17th. Hey, as soon as I say that, wasn't that the San Francisco earthquake in '89? So, Tuesday, October 17th, 2017. It's a daily Forex trading strategy session. Risk warning. Trading foreign exchange on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before deciding to invest in foreign exchange, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some of all or all of your initial investment and therefore should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with foreign exchange trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. It's the first time I've ever read that out loud. First time ever in 15 years. Isn't that great? So as we say in my home country, ni hao ma! My name is Wayne McDonell. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. We're a boutique foreign exchange brokerage firm that wants to earn your loyalty and respect by investing into you up front, because I'm here today to help you become a better trader, teach you technical and fundamental analysis, go over trader psychology, and simply be here every single day, day after day after day, even if it's just to hold your hand or make it fun and interesting. Keep you focused, push you in the right direction. All those things hopefully will make you a better trader. One day you'll have the skills and confidence to trade real money and you'll choose TradersWay as your broker. One day, maybe you'll start a professional Forex trading firm, do some managed account trading. We're here for you. Maybe you want a variable spread. We have that. Maybe you want an ECN model. We have that. Maybe you want a fixed spread. We want that. Or we got that. We got that for you. If you want that, we got that. Let us be your trading partner. Working on, ma'am. Good job, Sammy. Thank you, ma'am. Mama, when can I trade managed accounts, Mama? Long way to go, bro. Yeah. You know, it's always an interesting world. Usually what twists people is that they have focused on the wrong things right from the get-go, and therefore there's not a lot of chance. If you could do between 2.5% and 5% a month, but consistently, very little drawdowns, just consistently, no real big months, because return is a function of risk. So if you have a big month, you took a lot of risk, unless your beta is high, but that has nothing to do with you. So there's a lot of things that need to go into it. Put it this way, if you could show somebody that you can produce 3% a month, every month, month after month after month for years, you'll be, I don't know, for lack of a better word, filthy stinking rich. You'll be hugely successful. People will seek you from all around the world. They'll call you an oracle. Yes, Mike's got it. Stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term. That's right. So anyways, good chatting with you. Good talk. Let's go, yo. So we started yesterday with this idea that this sucker should drop. Drop. Kick it over here, baby pop. Right, Mike B? I'm Mike B, and every time Mike B's around, I get into Beastie Boys. Let me clear my throat. Kick it over here, baby pop, and let all the fly skimmers feel the beat. Drop. Anybody know all that? Yeah, there you go. Robert's got it. Drop. Cooling on the corner one fine summer day, just me and my posse at MCA. A lot of beer, a lot of girls, and a lot of cursing. Oh yeah. So anyways, that's really old school. What is that? What is that, 1982? 83? Couldn't even tell you anymore. So anyways, whoa, back to the world. We were in this area here. If I had a pointer. Oh, wait, I do have a pointer. We were sort of talking about this yesterday on top of other things, which makes it even more interesting. Okay? But we had a great conversation. Marina said she wanted it to drop below 32.50. Yeah, Zio's Beastie Boys licensed to ill. So anyways, so I watched this breakthrough 132.50. I don't know when that was. Must have been yesterday. But anyways, I thought about you, Maria. Marina's like, this is going to fall, but I want to wait for 32.50. Now, we were at 33, I think, weren't we? And I'm like, wow, it's a long ways down. It's a long ways down to 32.50, Marina, but if you want to wait, go ahead. So anyways, so now we're down 100 pips since yesterday. I'm sure you're saving all the tips in a tip jar for me, so I can go to Hong Kong again and visit Daniel and stay at the Ritz-Carlton from all my tips in my tip jar. Like, hey, thanks, Wayne. Another 100 pips. That was good. Thanks, boy. Here's a few more. I got a tip the other day. I was helping a buddy bartend. He's throwing a party at his house. 100 people show up, but it's all from work, right? His wife's work, actually. So he's like, hey, can you help me out? We're not supposed to party or anything. We're just supposed to be like bartenders and just serve drinks and let them do it. There's like 100 people at their house. And I'm like, yeah, sure, man, I'll help you out. So I'm at the bar. I'm bartending, hustling. That guy slips me a 20, and I'm like, am I going to have to sleep with this guy? He slipped me a 20. I'm like, oh, my God. I guess, okay, I guess I'll take my clothes off. Like, wait, I don't need your 20 bucks. What the hell are you talking about? Like 10 times more money than you, buddy. I almost had to fight him. How dare you give me 20 bucks? Who do you think I am, buddy? So anyways, so I took it out of my G-string and put it into my tip cup. Made 50 bucks for the night. It was great. Actually, we had $110 in tips. I gave it to the other guy bartending. We split it. Can you imagine? I'm at my friend's party bartending. $110 in tips. I'm like, oh my God, this is so much money. What am I going to do with this? This is like 55 for me? Whoa! Nice! So anyways, I hope you guys made 100 pips. Yeah. I hope you made at least 100 pips. You know, and slip me a tip in my G-string. Yeah, I like that boy. I like the way that Wayne dances. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So we identify a top of obvious epic proportion, 50% Fibonacci retracement into a monthly and weekly pivot cluster, and it's the pound. Yeah. So yeah, guess what? You should be up at least 100 pips right now. Cool. Right on. Right? Here's Marina's move. Let it break, catch the pullback, drop it like it's hot here. Cool. Right on. Nice. Both are actually both are the setups. Both our setup. So you know what this is? That's the suggested stop we talked about yesterday. But anyways, you could try to trade it off the top. You can try to trade it off the retracement. There was a little micro break pullback here, which was yesterday's New York session. Here's London. So, you know, it's all good, right? Robert's like, it's still going. So, you know, let's review. 24 hours ago, we said, oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Maybe there. Right? And that's the 500 pip move we set up last week. Yeah, Ryan brings up a point that the bulls are going to try to get in at M2. I think they're going to come in at S1, but it's neither here nor there, one of them, okay? But I think it's going to be this. So let's just say I'm right because I'm here. It's my show. So let's just pretend I'm right. So if this ends up being the bottom, how could we end the week? Because remember, the move down is a monthly play. Ryan's got it. So it does one of these things. If we're wrong. Now that really messes things up, right? So if that's not the case, because you know that produces a higher high, which is not sort of it's not a proper inside week because an inside week should stay below here. So if that is not going to happen, then go the extra mile and tell me what may happen. Right, it's true, Alex, but essentially we bet against that. Okay? So guys, what I'm thinking is this. We hit it tomorrow, we hit the target tomorrow, and then we pull back and we start next week sort of off of this double bottom. Okay? So we hit Wednesday, which is, right, pullback day, off of a double bottom, and we start Monday sort of up in here next week. Isn't that cool? We're already worried about where we start next week. So I'm thinking a hyper accelerated drop and then bounce off the double bottom. So here's today's bottom. Here's tomorrow's bottom, probably New York Open though. And then make our way back up on profit taking it near the end of the week. Any thoughts, comments, concerns, questions, ideas? You like it? You hate it? Okay. So we almost closed the week neutral. Okay. We'll close the week sort of in here. Now, the opposite of that would be up, 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 down, down, up, 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 down, down, and then probably up, 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 and then down, down, close low. Which would then drop next week central to here anyways. So on the lower low, by the way, just to mention it, this stop can be moved to break even. Oh, looks like my update below me, behind me, is done. I was forced into an update. Forced. And then it updated, and said, oh, by the way, update failed. Like, oh, no. But apparently it's back up. But anyways. So which tells me about every 2 weeks it's probably going to force me to try the same update. All right. Aussie. All right, so we got to get off the 4 hour. Let's go to the 15-minute. This orange area is drawn to represent an area in which you may consider buying. If you had to draw 2 places in which you may consider buying, that would probably be reasonable, which means you could connect the 2, make a buy zone, and so on and so forth. There's monthly pivots on this, not weekly. I'm sure you can find a weekly in there to make it emotionally important to you. Hey, no problem, Erica. Yeah, Ryan says that Windows doesn't force you, or Apple doesn't force you to update like Windows does. So Ryan, why don't you buy an Apple machine that runs 18 screens? Let me know how that goes. Well, there's a house for sale with a squash court, and I had this idea. I'm like, I don't want to play squash, but wouldn't that be a kick butt office? Imagine you have a 2-story office with a giant white wall on one side and a giant 2-story glass wall on the other. Glass wall! Oh, and over here's my office? What? By the way, you're going to need thumbprints to get through and retina scan to get into the back cave. Can you imagine that? But I had this dream where on this giant 2-story white wall, I mean, it's a big room if you've ever seen like a squash court or racquetball court or whatever it is. I thought I could hang like 6, let's say, projectors from the ceiling because there's enough space. It might be 3 stories tall. And have 6 4K 110-inch screens. Wouldn't that be dopest? Like, oh yeah, and over here is my office. People would just lay down and die. They're like, that's it, I've seen it all. I'm ready to go. Where's the flowers? All right, here we go. Wouldn't that be great? 6 110-inch 4K screens. Drive-in movie theater quality nonsense. Can you imagine? Bah! So I thought, you know what? I should buy this place. And I'm like, you know what? I could probably just build a racket court for cheaper. That's right. No joke. I'm like, oh man, I don't. And then there was a tennis court too. I'm like, I don't play tennis, and who play? I'm like, oh, I could put a roof over it and park like a bunch of Ferraris on the thing and on my tennis court thing. Over here, this used to be a tennis court. Now it's where I put my Ferraris. That's my yellow Lambo. Now you can love me. Now I can start my YouTube channel. So anyways, yeah, I mean, that's cool, right, Mike? You can do all kinds of stuff. Some guy was trying to tell me he built a movie theater in his house. I'm like, oh, I used to have a movie theater in my house when I moved. He's like, oh, yeah. And he's telling me about it. And it's like, it's so ridiculous what he's talking about. It's hard to even imagine. He's like, yeah, it's not 4K. It's like some like Omnivision, crazy, weird stuff. I'm like, wow. So you must have a nice sound system. I'm like, I put a lot of time in my subwoofer. What size subwoofer you have? He has 16 subwoofers. I'm like, 16! Oh, I'm such an amateur. Actually, you know what I said? I said, wow, you must be an idiot. No joke. And he laughed. Bose, yeah. He's so far beyond that. Yeah, no joke. The guy's got 16 subwoofers in his movie theater. And the video is like, it's not 4K or Blu-ray. No, it was some weird like thing I'd never even heard of. I mean, here's a guy that has spent money on this movie theater, and I'm like, wow, you must be an idiot. All right, back to trading. Look, you buy it on support and it goes up and you make money and you go buy yourself a movie theater. Right? I mean, gee whiz, going back to the reality of it, we talk about it every day. We set this one up. Look, it went up, it came down, you buy it at support. It went up, what do you do next? It comes back down, you buy it at support. It goes up, each time you make money. Yeah, or a squash court. Where's the departure? Right? Remember what we talked about, and I know for almost everybody here, and potentially everybody here, I don't know. We've talked a lot about predicting the future, and we answered the question that I proposed to the group. If you knew the future, could you make money? And almost everybody said yes, they could. So since then, we've been setting it up going, well, it's made a higher high, so here's the higher low. Tomorrow it should go up. And then the next day it goes up. I get a weird sense that you're not on it. And then we do it again the next day. I'm like, well, based on this higher high, I'd expect a higher low, and here's the first level of support, here's the second level of support. If it goes back, here's about it, it'll go back up. And again, my spidey senses tingle that you're not on it. But we do it a lot. So I only propose this because the other, I guess, proposal I've made is it's not an intellectual endeavor that we're on. Like, you can learn technicals, you can learn fundamentals, fine, great. And I know you're smart enough. Okay? And I know you're smart enough. Okay, great. The next stuff, the more challenging stuff, because I think you could probably teach like a 5-year-old or 10-year-old how to do technical analysis. And the thing is, they're a lot less emotional the way we are, because they're like, money's not even real, So they could probably even end up being a better trader, which is the worst part for all of us, including me, right? But we have emotions tied into this. We need to provide for our family. We need to embarrass our friends, right? All these different things are tied up in what we do as currency traders, above and beyond just technical and fundamental analysis. So what I'm proposing is you have this intellectually, or if you're just starting, you'll very soon have this intellectually. It's only a year or two away, right? But this is an emotional journey. and that we really, really, really need to align the way that we think about ourselves and how we think about the markets and how we think about ourselves in the markets. Okay? So once again, I'll ask the same question I asked about 3 weeks ago, right? Why, if it's true, because I don't know your situation, but if you knew the future and you just didn't make money, and we knew, I mean, I don't know, we don't know, but you had a pretty clear view, right? And pretty clear hypotheses. And we've been doing it for a while. So again, if you knew the future, and you didn't profit from it, why? And then more importantly, but once you need to think about it, because the reason you ask why, okay, the reason you ask why is, first of all, you have to sit down. Sit down at a clean desk with a clean piece of paper, and it's a mental thing, right? And you sit down and you answer why. And do you understand that that's an intellectual process? But emotionally, you're also admitting it. Okay? So emotionally, you're saying, all right, I got the technicals, I got the fundamentals, I even had a coach line it all up for me, I still didn't make money. Emotionally, you're opening up, and then intellectually, you're justifying. But not justifying the failure, but justifying that you've admitted it. You're admitting it to yourself. So both emotionally and intellectually, you have to admit it, I guess. I guess they're both admitting it, right? And then what are you going to do about it is a concrete commitment and plan to yourself. It's a contract to your old self to create a new self. You understand how important that really is? That you need to have a clear change. And whatever it is, you might find, especially if you live in my time zone, you have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's it. That's the change you're going to meet because you keep missing it. Wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I suggest 1:30 a.m. so that you got time to get ready. Plus, there's the London fake before the break. And if you still don't know what you're doing, let it fake, let it break, let it pull back, and 75% into the London market, you make a trade for a small amount of profit. Okay? So really, East Coast time, you might find that 1:30 a.m. is the time to be up. Okay? So that might be 12:30 Central, right? Which ain't bad, actually. Or is it the other way? Yeah, that's what that is, right? Yeah, that's probably a better one. So consider it sort of Asian close, pre-London. You can consider it Middle East open. You can consider it Eastern Europe open, right? Germany comes online before London, for example. Right? No, Hidair, don't even think that way. And I believe what you're saying is no. No, that's not right. All right. Okay, let's find something else. So there's the little trader psychology stuff. I know no one's going to do it, but anyways, I'm sure you said, wow, that's really powerful. That would probably work. I'm not going to do it. All right, cool. Well, that's for you. To each his own. We had a little bouncy bounce potential in here yesterday. I think I drew it out. So we had the down, the up, the down. And I think what this was is if you were a bull idea. But the target. Oh, crap. Look at this. I shorted it. Oops. Damn it. Let me move my stop. So what am I? I'm short 119, 118. What is that? Yeah, so I'm up 40, 50 pips. Dang it. So anyways, my plan was to drop it down to, oh, look, there's my, I don't remember doing this. Sorry. Damn, all right, so apparently I got to take profit down here. All right, well, stops at break even. Dude, we must have did this yesterday. Yeah, how funny. Yeah, I don't remember these things anymore. I'm too old. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Shit, I got a pocket full of pips and my homeboys do too. Yeah, for shizzle. So this was a little bounce zone. You can see I drew it out. I don't remember the conversation. I think somebody asked if I was a bull or whatever, that would be an area, but I'm short, so we'll see what happens down here. It's just to the monthly support, that's all. How funny. Yeah, it's really complicated, right? Selling at the weekly central. Cool. All right, cool. I don't remember that. Nice. Gold hit my target and dropped. Bum, 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 bum. Gold went up. Wow, look at that. That's redonkulous. Do you guys remember drawing this? This was about 3 weeks ago. The up, the pullback into the roll reversal, up to the monthly central, and everybody on the planet took profit. Huh. So this may validate, I don't know how you read into this, but this may validate to you that we're not the only ones with a trade plan. That might actually be predictable since we did this, I think, like down into here, or certainly when it was in the pivot profit zone, we said, well, yes, it went up, but a higher high predicts a higher low off a roll reversal in a 1, 2, 3 fashion, going up to the next level of resistance, which I'm going to guess is going to be the monthly central pivot, and then it'll stop. So you say, well, Wayne, you're wrong, Wayne. It didn't go to the roll reversal. It went to the moving average. Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. I must have been tired that day. Did that look like Trump? It's all fake news. It's all fake. It's all fake. That's fake. Yeah. You know, I don't have a TV. We have one TV in the house. I think I was telling you one time, my son's friend came over and he's like, "Where's all your TVs?" I'm like, "Well, we only have one. It's in the media room." One TV. He was just like flabbergasted. So, you know, and we cut our cable, you know, cable TV. We cut that years ago before you even heard of cutting cable. So I generally don't get news, and the news behind me, Bloomberg's dead. The news I get doesn't have audio, so I'm really slow to get things. Like people ask me about, you know, so you know, what do you think about these guys who are taking one knee at the national anthem? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I don't know. They're like, how about those fires in Northern California up in Sonoma? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But I'm really worried about the prime minister elections in Japan. But you know, but so it's really interesting. So I don't know what's going on in pop culture and stuff. I'm like I'm a bona fide idiot. Bonafide idiot. Just wow, just way out there. So like, I don't know what's going on in Trump. But I was at the White House the other day though. It was pretty neat. True American fashion, you have to step over homeless people to get to the White House. And you're like, wow, this is nothing like what it looks like on TV. Like, this place is terrible. Is it bad? It's underwhelming. It looks better from a helicopter. It's much more exciting when they're trying to shoot your helicopter down. But so anyways, you know, I didn't stay kind of where I wanted to stay. I'm a Ritz-Carlton guy. I'm like gold level, and they have two Ritz-Carltons in the DC area, and I didn't like either of them. I like old hotels. So one of the Ritz-Carltons was like a remade canning factory. They turned into a luxury hotel, and I'm like, too modern. And the other one was in a shopping mall, and I'm like, I can't do that. So I stayed somewhere else, but I should have stayed at the Willard. So I don't know if you know the history, but like the Willard Hotel was across the street from the White House. And I told my wife, I'm like, oh, I wish we had time, and if I didn't have the kids, I'd hang out at the lounge, the Willard, right? So I'll give you a story. One of the presidents, and I think it was Grant, after the Civil War, who was president of the United States, and his wife would kick him out of the White House because he was drinking and smoking cigars. I'm like, that sounds terrible, honey. What was he thinking? So anyways, his wife would kick him out of the White House. So he walked across the street to the Willard, which is a big old hotel, obviously old, right? Big hotel across the street from the White House. Well, people started picking up on this, that the president of the United States was hanging out at this bar like night after night after night, smoking his cigars and drinking scotch. And if you wondered why he was drinking so much, before the Civil War, General Grant was kicked out of the army for being an alcoholic. So he goes like way out west, in the middle of nowhere. Civil War starts up. All the generals get killed, and they've run out of generals. And they're like, dude, the only guy left on our list of generals is this Grant guy, Ulysses S. Grant. He's a drunk. We kicked him out like 5 years ago. He's way out in like Ohio or Idaho or something. Like, well, go get him. So they drag him back. They're like, all right, you're a general. But he's the last general standing. And they're like, oh my God, you just won the Civil War. And he's like, what? And all the other generals were dead. So they're like, oh, you're a hero. Oh, and look, why don't you become president of the United States? And he's like, what? No joke. So anyways, he's president of the United States. And he's drinking and smoking cigars so much in the White House, he has to go across the street. So anyways, he's spending all this time now at the bar at the Willard Hotel across the street from the White House, drinking and smoking cigars. And all these people that want favors from him started hanging out in the lobby of the Willard Hotel to try to get his attention. President Grant, why don't you do this? President Grant, why don't you do that? Hey, here's some money, here's some cigars, here's some booze, here's some hookers. Just give us this favor, write this law, pass this bill, please help us. And they became known as lobbyists because they hung out in the lobby of the Willard Hotel. Is that cool? So like you can go there maybe someday and drink some scotch and smoke some cigars with me and Ulysses S. Grant's ghost. What do you think? You want to do that with me sometime? Because I have this idea for a tour. I proposed it a few years ago. I just don't have time. That we meet in Jekyll Island for where the Federal Reserve is created. We spend a few days there in the actual room where J.P. Morgan created the Fed along with his cronies, right? And I teach you some Fed stuff. And we get on a train, because remember those old boys came down from a train from D.C. and right. Then we go up to D.C. and we go to the Board of Governors and get a tour where they do the FOMC meetings. And I teach you about FOMC and all that kind of stuff. Spend a couple of nights in Washington, D.C. Then we get on the train, go to New York, visit the New York Fed, and where they have the actual trading desk, and get a tour of that. And then everybody flies home. What do you think? Wouldn't that be a great currency trader mini vacation? Take maybe a whole week to do the thing. You know what I mean? Like literally stay on Jekyll Island where the Fed was created, in the same building, in the same room. We'll have a party. And the Fed, by the way, still secretly meets there, as you know from other stories. So if you're interested, maybe one year we'll actually do it. Right? I'll hire Ryan to plan it all out and do all the logistics. He's a guy that'll get it done and not make mistakes. All right. So, anyways, look. Now what are you going to do? Well, you got to be a little careful too, because these are both bearish areas. That's why it came down so harsh. As a bull, you literally should have taken profit, right? Probably on Friday, but certainly on Monday, because a bear is trying to sell between the central and the M3 and the monthly is above us, right? Meanwhile, on the weekly, they're trying to sell between the central and the M3. So we're at the weekly sell, monthly sell. Even if it goes up, it's very, very, very likely to have a reasonable retracement here. Yeah, no, it's true, right? Yeah, I called to Brian. I'm like, I need a lion's head. 3 hours later, it's like, I got your guy. And by the way, I checked into it. It's legal. You can get a permit. It's all good. They're not endangered. So maybe I'll do it. Yeah, it might even been 30 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, not if you're the lion, Ryan. That dude in the GP's not going to shoot me. We're friends. I've known him my whole life. Whoa. Run! Tell you, money changes relationships. Especially if it's a relationship between a game warden and his lion. So anyway, so we did that. We did that. what else do we need to do? Oil's going up. We already know, we've known that for weeks and weeks now. We're on the second leg of a rally that we predicted, what, 9 weeks ago? Is it? I mean, right? Yeah, get involved, Sam. Oh, Robert's asking for Kiwi dollar. All right, I'll go look at that. So I guess the comment I need to make on this is we're in a danger zone, but if you're a bull, you believe this is going up. Okay? But you still have to recognize that if it failed and it does drop like a ton of bricks, this would be the right place for it to happen. Okay? All right, so we're going here. Okay. So Sammy says, hey, why are you buying it if it's made a lower low? Well, this all started, Sam G. Baggins. Can I call you Sam G. Baggins? I love you, Froto! All right. Sam, I can't take it. It's the power of the ring. My precious ring. Sam G. Baggins. All right. So this all goes back to this. My precious ring. All right. Okay. To me, I think that says we go higher. This is a higher high, higher than this. So I think it's going up. I also have a fundamental bias based on seasonality, Sam, which you're not going to see on this chart at all, which tells me this is supposed to go up. Okay? I had that plan here, and you can see that I caught a retracement. Went up again, still had the same plan. Look, it retraced again. Yeah, but that's what trends are. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Just because it retraces doesn't mean it's over, right? So I still have that idea. So we surmised last week or the week before that this being a monthly M2, which is right here, and a 618, that if there was going to be support, and if my seasonality bias of up is still valid, we would want a higher low at a monthly M2. And we got a 618 at a monthly M2. Exactly what you would design. Design it. If you were to design it, you would say, wow, we'd make a higher high, make a 618. Then I would also make that not just any random monthly pivot, but in the month of October, I would make this an M2. But on top of it, to make it even more ridiculously attractive to bulls, I'll also make it a 618 retracement. Okay? Just turns out that was the recipe we were given. And then, to make sure that everyone was on the clue train, because we're talking down here now, we tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 hours without breaking it. And then, Sam, now we get serious. Hoorah! Then at the monthly M2, 619 Fibonacci retracement after higher high, after low in the long-term seasonality bias trend, it makes another higher high. So then, now we're really getting serious. We say, well, maybe off of that, or maybe off of that, we buy. Could be. I don't know. But it might be a total coincidence. So to answer less facetiously, why would I buy even though it hasn't made a higher high? Because I had a trade plan that this would be where the higher highs are created. So Sam wants to get above here, but I use technical analysis and fundamental analysis to try to predict the future. And my analysis told me that if it was going to go up and make higher highs, then it would need to do it somewhere around here. And if it didn't do it there, the next level would be down here. But the problem with that is the probabilities of it then making the seasonal rally, which I predicted 6 months ago, would be exponentially less. So here I'm still very bullish. Here I am very disappointed. Here I'm tickety-boo, super happy. Down here, very disappointed, very doubtful, not sure at all if it's going to go up till the end of the year and all that kind of stuff. But here, loving life, living large. And that's that. So you say you need to zoom out. I say you need to have a plan. So I'm looking at monthly pivot points. I'm doing fundamental analysis of macroeconomic data comparatively against all the other central banks. But on top of that, I'm doing, let's say, my 15 years of experience of sitting here every day gives me a little bit of a predicted element, a predictability element, not me being, I can somewhat predict through my years of experience what may happen this month, what may happen next month, how December is going to be different than January, and how April is going to be different than June. I mean, that's just that. Do I know if this is going to go up? Oh, no. But it feels kind of like it's going to. And the cool thing is we talked about it on the way down. Yeah, Ron says developed intuition, but you know what? Is it even intuition? It's just like, you know, I don't know. It's like, it's different to me, right? To me, it's more like going fishing on a lake with a fisherman that's fished on the lake his whole life. And he gets in and he goes immediately, takes the boat directly to a fishing hole. And you throw in a rod, boom, you got a fish. And nobody else has a fish on the lake. You're looking at the other boats. It's the first or second or third year on the lake. Meanwhile, this old timer, boom, right? Fish. And you say, wow, this guy's got intuition. He thinks like a fish. He's like, no, dude, I just know where the fish are. They're always here. There's a fishing hole. I fished this whole damn lake 10,000 times. I just know that this is where the fish are. It's not intuition at all. It's experience, right? Like, I don't know how the fish think. I just know how the fish taste. That's all. And I know those guys, they're in the wrong spot. It's too shallow. The air is crisp. They don't like it there. They want to be in the deeper water this time of year. Later on in the day, it's going to warm up, and then they're going to move over there because of other reasons. It's just, I know this. So this is my morning spot. That's my mid-morning spot. That's my noon spot. Don't fish at 4, but fish at 6. You know, it's just, I've failed so many times in so many ways and stop doing that. I don't do those failing ones anymore. So again, I would never say that I'm a better trader than you. I've just been around longer. I hope you whoop my butt. You probably already can, which is great. I hope you whoop my butt trading, because then I'll say, huh, a guy offered me $1 million the other day to trade. I said, no, thank you, not interested. I need more. Give me more. $1 million. I said, nah, it's too hard. It's a lot of hard work. Try to make enough money with only $1 million. Yeah, no, it's true. He's like, oh, I'll give you $1 million. First of all, no. If you don't treat the $1 million with respect, you're not going to treat me with respect. But also, I'm like, dude, so I double your account and I'm only going to make 200,000? Like, yeah, 200,000. What are you talking about? So, anyways. Yeah, well, you think about it, right? First of all, can you promise a guy you're going to double his money? Oh yeah, I'll double your money. That's a big promise, right? It's a big promise. Oh, I'll double your money. Whoa, 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 whoa. So if I only made 50%, which is a heck of a lot more than the stock market, make 100 grand. What am I going to do with 100 grand? Buy a car? I got a family to feed, right? Give me 100 million. Right? Give me 100 million. Let's try to make 20% this year. 20 million profit. Pay me 10% of that. Give me 2 million. You keep 18. All right, fine, great. Yeah. Right? That's how you do it. Assets under management, right? That way you can keep the risk super, super low. Say, you know what? I don't like that, because to double your account, I'd really have to jack up on leverage. So I think if you come in with $1 million, you're going to be undercapitalized. Well, this client lives on the moon, Robert, so it's cool. The regulations are a lot looser on the moon. So anyways, I told him, no, you don't have to be licensed to tell somebody no. All right, so plus I'm a college student. I'm supposed to work in a pizza place. I make $20 tips bartending while I'm in grad school. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't even know what to do with $1 million. Yeah. Turns out I didn't even have to sleep with that guy. I was an amateur. He took advantage of me. Awkward. Yeah. We need a whisper net. So I'm trying to figure out, oil's going up, but we already knew that. We've known that for a very, very long time. Hopefully you're trading that, making money. Here's a disappointment a bit, right? So this is kind of weird, right? Oil going up, dollar, US is beating CAD, stuck on an R. So what is that, an inside week, or is this going to go up? If it did go up, I think there's going to be double top potential here. This is just, this one's a weird one, the awkward, right? We didn't get the CAD strength you'd want or need. Maybe just oil in the mid to the mid to low 50s, like 55 would be mid, so mid to low. So 53 is just a lot, I guess, for oil, because we've had some like oil news that should push this up to 55 and it hasn't, right? So maybe we're just sort of done. We have a lot of CAD news this week, right? Right? And we're ending the week with a lot of CAD, right? So yeah, so maybe it's just the calm before the storm. Wouldn't it be sweet if it went up and then Friday we're at the weekly target and then we get the boom Canadian strength, right? End it well. So I don't know, or you just say, you know what? I don't like this. I was hoping for a trend down. That'd be fine. You did rally on the bull, right? You see a bull, and I've already marked it. If you were a bull, it's already done. So you should be buying at this roll reversal. This is a buy. And you buy off the 21 and you're heading up. Okay? This is a bullish buy zone. This is a bullish retracement off the roll reversal. And maybe, just maybe, the 21 squeezes in and pops this up to the next level. And then maybe we take it down. And if you don't like that, just look at it and say, well, like if you're a bear, let's say, you look at this and say, well, I just don't like this. I got other things to do. Right? What do you think? And let's do Kiwi dog. Somebody's asked 3 or 4 times for a Kiwi dog. So, what do you think of that? Is that you, Robert? Yeah. So that's self-evident right there. Is this chart clear, Robert? It's not clear to me. Because what I have to. Oh, okay, that's going to be better. There we go. Alrighty. Alright. Okay, Robert says political risk. I don't know if you're talking Kiwi or dollar, but it's known. Okay? Are you the only person on earth that knows about this political risk? Then it's priced in. People that care about it and want to do something about it, more importantly, not the babble people, but the people that actually move their money. So let's just say you think this is going to be resistance. Then it is resistance because you said so. Now you need to confirm that other people are treating it. So if you think this is toppish and wants to work its way down, well, by all means, weekly M3 is a good place to start. Can you see a pivot cluster down here? That means it's important to both sides of the team, bulls and bears. You should probably mark that. Okay. And then you have a monthly, weekly target up here, which I think everybody on the planet is going to care about one way or the other. So now it's up to you to decide. My concern is you're stuck in the middle. So I would, if I had to pick a team, I'd probably not be bullish because we're not above here. You see the difference? So if you were way up here at 71, I'd say, oh, well, buy dips. Well, you're not above the old resistance. Or you're not above the old support. You're at the old support, which is now acting more as resistance. So I would say as long as it's below this first line, I'd stay a bear, especially if your fundamentals or news release or whatever keep you that way. Then I would stay a bear. If it popped above this cluster, I would go neutral. And if it busted above, in particular, the pivot area, so not just up into here, because then I think it still could crash. But let's say if you're above 71, then I'd be a bull. If you had to be a bull this week, well, you already know, because I'm sure you've taken the swing trading course, that you know that this is where you'd be a buyer. So you're not a buyer here. I mean, that goes without saying. Maybe if you had to, you would consider this. Maybe if you had to, you'd consider a bottom. And you play it off the roll reversal, weekly pivot, monthly pivot area. Right? I think the most conservative is actually to do it this way, where you let it break through this, hit the lower part, and break above, and then you buy a dip like that or something. I don't know. You got it? Cool. High five. Boom. Bump that. So, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Thank you for being on my team, guys. I appreciate you. In a brotherly, sisterly love. Yeah, my pleasure, guys. You're important to me. So I hope you walk away with something every day. Profit Reaper, yeah. I used to have a license plate that said profit, profit. No joke. It said profit, profit. And no joke, my wife bought it for me. She's like, I bought you something special, baby. I'm like, oh, did you get lingerie? She's like, no, you don't look good in lingerie, but I got you this license plate cover. Money Messiah. I don't know. That can get you into trouble. All right. Take care, guys. I'll be here tomorrow. Hope to see you. I hope you have a nice every day. Cheers. Thanks for being a client to TradersWay, huh?